Right, I was saying, if you ever come across an indentation error, simply just make sure everything is aligned like so. Okay, good. Anyway, get rid of that. So, today we're going to go a bit deeper into strings. We're going to see some of the things you can do with strings, ways to manipulate them, and some string methods that you can use. So I'll actually make that list right here. We'll look at strings, manipulation, e.g. we will look at and then we'll do a few exercises. All right, so let's have a string. Let's say school is equal to with a string. You're able to access particular letters within the string. Letters might not be the best way. Let's call it characters, because once again, all of this is still legal strings, right? So characters might be better than letters, but in any case, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just saying letters. So if we type print and we type school, and then I put square brackets. Now I want to insist these are square brackets, they're not the same as these rounded brackets. If I put square brackets and then I type a number, I get R, right? So I'm simply accessing a particular character by using the square brackets and then putting the index. This is called an index of that character. Okay, so just type print school, and what should I put in here so that I can get the letter U? What should I type?
Four.
Sorry?
0.
Any number you got?
I put 0.
4. 0.
0. Okay, let me put 0 and see what happens. Now the person who said 0, you're absolutely correct. Can you give me the logic behind 0? Why not 1? Why not 1?
Because characters start reading from, numeric start counting from a 0.
Thank you. Computers start counting from 0, right? That's very good. So, put that. Excellent. And that gives you my U, okay? Also, we can find the length of this and how do we do that? Simply using the len method. So you type len and inside brackets you put, and when you run that you get 21, right? And if we put this, we can directly put our strings in here, so we can type that and we get 4, all right? 21. Okay, so still on manipulating strings again. These are just some simple common ways of manipulating strings. Please feel free to stop me at any time if there's one that I rushed through really quick, but we're just going through them, just getting a feel for them. So the next one, let's see how we can slice. By slicing, I simply mean this: from University of Nairobi to Uni, or That's what I mean by slicing. How can we chop it up? So to do that, this is the syntax. You can say print, or let's actually put it in its own variable. So I'm trying to find out what kind of institute it is. So I type school, and then I can say 0 to, let's go with 10, and then I print it. And it says university, right? So what happened? Again, these are indexes. This within the square bracket, they're indexes, essentially the account of each, the position of each letter. So 5 is the index of 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the index of R. So here as well we have indexes. You put the first index, i.e. where you want to start counting, and then you put the last index where you want to stop counting. And what does that give you? In this case, from 0 to 10, if we started here with this being 0 and then we went all the way to 10, we would get university. Alright, let's try that in the reverse. So let's say city is equal to school, and then I put I'm gonna just guess, let's put 12 colon 21, because I know that it's the whole thing is 21 characters long. Then I can print city, and then I get F Nairobi. Let's change this. I will put 14, and I get Nairobi. Alright, let's just do one more. I want to get the letters off. Somebody please tell me what to type. What should I type? Well, the first part is quite obvious, right? Because we know what variable we're trying to deal with. So the first part should be quite straightforward. What should I type? Even if you can't yet give me this, what should I type?
Of is equals to school.
Sorry?
Of is equals to school.
Was that Francis?
Yes.
Okay, a bit louder, Francis. Maybe come a bit closer to the microphone. I didn't quite hear.
I said of is equals to school.
That is, I will take the second part of what you said. Francis, is this what you said?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
what you said?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just get rid of this because I already had a variable. Okay, preposition is equal to school, but then what should I type after this? Give it a try for yourselves and then let me know. Everybody, please, everybody try it. Anyone? Has anyone managed? Alright, let's give This shouldn't take long, so let's give just 3 minutes. Just take 3 minutes, but it's quite simple. I'll leave the code open. I just want to get this central part. Just tell me what code I should write to achieve that. Already this is pretty much most of the work done. You just have to finish it. So 3 minutes, everybody please give it a try.
Excuse me, from Uganda.
All right, who's managed? Are we still here, class? Can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, give it a try,
Yeah.
please. How can I slice this string so that we just get the off? Already we've seen how to slice it to get university. We did that by writing this bit of code. School, it starts at 0 and it ends at 10. We've seen how to get city. We start at 14, which is somewhere around here, and then we end at 21, which is the end. How can I slice it This is the syntax. Square brackets, where you're starting, where you're ending. How do I slice it so I just get off? What should I type? Even if you get it wrong, as long as you try. Let's make this a bit interactive. Please give it a try, guys.
School 11 to 13.
Give me the whole code, please, not just numbers. Just give me the whole code. What should I type first?
On the box brackets.
Square brackets. Thank you. Then.
Yeah. 11. Colon.
Thank you.
13.
Who was that?
Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Mark is precisely correct. Let's run this. Oh, okay. I need to print it. And I get my off. Now, guys, moving forward, please just give it a try. If I ask you a question and you don't know the answer, give it a try anyway. Let's not sit here in silence. We only learn by trying. If you fail, that's fine. But no one will get anywhere if we all just sit quietly hoping somebody will give the answer. All right? Good. Let's move on.
Excuse.
So we have a question. Go ahead.
Yes. What if you put 11 to 14?
What if we put 11 to 14? What would happen? Let's find out. Same thing. Now, who was that? That was Francis, I believe. Francis, I put 11 to 14. It gave me the exact same thing as if I'd put 11 to 13. Now, I'd like to ask you, Francis, can you tell me why? And as a comment, I'm going to put that string of ours. I'll put our string of ours here. Francis, tell me why we got the same exact result by putting 1113 and 1114.
Because that's the only preposition between two characters and numbers.
Francis, please move closer to your microphone and say that again, please.
I'm saying
Yes.
because that is the only preposition between these numbers and characters.
That's not quite the answer. That's not quite the answer.
Can we say it's because of the space between off and Nairobi?
Exactly. That's precisely right. So, the character at index 14 is actually just a space, right? So let's do this. Let's put 15. And then now we get the N, right? So 11 was an O, 12 was an F, 13 was that, 14 is that, and then this thing is exclusive. So it won't give you the actual number 15, right?
Yes, I get it now. Because
Sorry?
I was 11 to 14.
Sorry, what, Francis?
I got it.
Ah, good,
Thank
good.
you.
I'm glad. Well done. And that's a brilliant question you asked, Francis. So we'll put that back as 13. There we go. One last thing I'll show before we leave this whole slicing thing alone. If you're starting at the beginning, you don't even have to put the number, the first index. You can simply put something like that, and it will know automatically that you want to start at 0. And the opposite is true. If you want to go all the way to the end, you don't have to put a number. You can just put it blank, and it will know that you want to go all the way to the end of Nairobi. Okay? So, having looked at this, now comes the important question, the question that I'll always ask. And now here, I'd like you to stretch your thinking. This isn't so much about programming as it is about logic. Programming we are learning here, but logic all of us have. So tell me logically, where in the real world, in a real world application, might you use slicing? Tell me more about that, Samuel. I believe you meant to write querying, not querying, but querying. Tell me more about that. Samuel, you can unmute if you like. Tell us more about querying. Okay. I'll take your answer. And we'll put it somewhere. We'll make a few tags and we'll put it somewhere. Because this does have this is legitimate. This is what Samuel has told us. And it does make sense. There is some things that we can do if you're looking for a specific data. But would slicing really help? Remember, slicing just chops it up. It assumes that you know what you're looking for or that you want something random. It won't actually help you look for something. So for example, Samuel, if you're looking for cities in a text, slicing won't help you with that. Although here we've looked for our city, we already knew where it was, so that's how we were able to slice it. So looking for specific data, that's something interesting and something we can discuss, but it might not work for this application. Thank you for trying though, Francis. I appreciate the attempt. Let's have more contributions, please.
It could be any life situation.
Any what? Yes, any situation. Any application you can think of. Go ahead.
Probably we use it in, let's say, a butcher store. Say you're going to, I don't know for everyone, but we don't take the whole meat. You want some part of it, a section of it, not definitely any section. So I think slicing is used, let's say, in a very life context.
Okay, so was that Mark? I believe that was Mark.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
has essentially defined slice, the English definition of slice for us, and thank you for that, Mark. That's fine. But having seen this technique, slicing in this case is slicing strings, not slicing meat. So Mark, back to you. Alfin, I'll come to what you've said in just a sec. Thank you for that. Mark, back to you. Unmute, please.
So
let's
we can
go ahead.
and we use slicing in trying to know how many. Okay, sorry, let me think again.
That's fine. That's
Can
fine.
I give a trial?
Duke, please go ahead.
What about when you want to delete some characters?
Delete some character. Yes. Now go ahead. Go ahead with that thought.
Or maybe you have a list of items,
Yes.
and you want to select a particular group and delete them.
You want to select a particular?
In a list, let's say it's a list of items,
Mm-hmm.
you want to select a particular group in that list for deletion.
Okay. Now give me an actual example. Thank you for that example. Give me an actual real-world example of that. The actual list, so to speak.
Let me think about it.
Fine, that's fine. Okay, I'll give you one example as well. Thank you for those people who've tried. I appreciate that. Let's say you had a long bit of text like this. But your whatever you're reading is only able to go, rather whatever screen you're reading from is only able to go till there, right? So instead of showing the whole thing and it gets chopped off, you can tell your program just show the first 10 letters, right? And then after that put what? Ellipses. Has anyone ever seen this? Such a thing?
Yes.
You have, haven't you? Like in a WhatsApp message, for example. Right?
Yes.
In a
Yes.
WhatsApp message, on the actual screen, you have all your friends, you have all your groups, you have Code Mentorship there, you have Muganda Emo there. For the when you open this, when you're scrolling through all those chats, you don't see the whole message written there, the whole last message. You just see a bit of it. You just see, hi, the class is at 6, ... Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So such a thing, slicing, is how they would have achieved that. And now you see for the first time, my friends, actual practical real world situations where your code might come into effect. This is the first one we've come through. We'll go through very many other ones. But that's how I'd like you to think. Forget the code. Don't think so much about the code itself. Think about the real world. The real world which each of you have lived in for decades now, right? Think about the things you interact with and how they might be affected by code, or how they have come to be because of code, right? Let's just have this open so we can actually see it. If it takes too long, we'll just leave it. I'm sure you already get the idea, but I always like to give a visual reference to what I'm talking about. Oh, it was quick. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So, the guys at WhatsApp, what did they do? I'll just count this very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30. Let's just say 30. The guys at WhatsApp, the developers, they said, take the last message for Code Mentorship, for example. Take the last message, which is huge. The last message on Code Mentorship is a huge one that I sent, right? Don't show that whole thing here. Instead, show 20 characters. Show 30 characters and then put ellipses. And that's what you'll find all over WhatsApp. Okay? So that's a practical way that slice is used. Okay, the next thing we'll talk about is concatenation. We're now done with slicing. Any questions? If you do have any question, please feel free to unmute and ask. So concatenation, very simple concept. Message is equals to hello. Message 2 is equals to world. And you simply print message plus message 2. So if you do something that looks like you're adding two strings, you press, you run it, it simply puts them together. There's not much to say about concatenation. It's really simple. It's a really simple concept. Okay. Now let's look at some other methods. So we'll actually now go with this answer that was given by Samuel. So let's take our last message and let's say so print last message dot find the, it gave me a 14. Print last message dot find emo, it gave me a -1. I'll try another one. Print last message dot find class. I got 18. Print last message dot find grade. Let's put this in a comment. Last message dot find grade, it gave me a -1. So I'm gonna go back to the person who gave me the example, and that was Samuel. Oh dear, Alfin, I forgot. I wanted to talk about population when we were talking about slicing. In any case, this is what I want to say. I liked your idea, Alfin, and I'll just quickly, I prefer to do this together with the person who gives the example, but I'll just quickly go over why I liked that. If you know that your populations, for example, the populations in East Africa, you know that they have millions. So for example, Kenya is 52 million, that and that, and for some reason you're saving it as a string. TZ we know is population of Tanzania 63 million. They have quite a bit. 63 million, that. So it's something million for all of them, right? It's something million for both the countries. What you can do, you can say is equal to and then you slice 0, 2, 3, and then you print purpose words and you concatenate. Remember, we just talked about concatenation, and then you get your 52 million, right? You can do the same thing. TZ for Tanzania is equals to TZ population to 3, and then we say TZ, and we get 63 million. Because we already know that it's in the million, we just want to put it as words that are better, are easier read. So that's, I just quickly wanted to say why I liked Alfin's answer, and that's why. But anyway, I opened the chat because I wanted to get back to Samuel, who gave us this great answer. It was wrong for the application, but for this, Samuel, can you tell me, and you can type if you like, can you tell me what the find method is doing? Samuel, I'll give you, since your mic isn't working, I'll give you exactly 60 seconds. See if you can type up an answer for us. What is the find method doing? Here's our last message, by the way. I'll cut that and put it here. Okay, let me check the chats, see if Samuel managed to type anything. Fine, let's have somebody else in the class. What is find doing in this example?
I think it's locating the position of the characters.
Exactly. That is precisely it. When you say find and then you put in some characters, it gives you the first position where that character occurs. So for example, if I change this and I put the, please open the IDE. This will still give me 14, right? But now if I change this to A, I press enter, and then I run this as well, this now gives me 56 because there's no longer a there and it's counting this one, right? And I don't even have to ask what application this can be given, rather this would work in, because Samuel already did that for us. So I'll just take that and paste it there. You're quite right, Samuel. Well, you're wrong for the question I was asking, but in this case you can see how your data might be, rather your answer might be applied. When I put IMO though, it's giving me a -1. Why?
Because it's not in the string.
Precisely. If it doesn't occur in the string, it gives you a -1. Okay? Let's do another one. I'll try it like this. I don't know if it should go inside, but we'll just experiment. So, age.isDigit gives true. Name.isDigit gives false. I'll do another one. Address.isDigit gives me false. What does isDigit do?
It gives a false return to the, because there's digits.
Say it again, please, Francis.
The true part is because it returns a true measure because of the numeric values in the string.
Okay, Francis, I can't quite hear what you're saying, but I feel like you're on the right track. I feel like you're on the right track because I had the right words that I'd like to hear. Something about numeric. Somebody else, though. Somebody else, and you can also tell me why this one is false. Thank you, Francis, for trying. For giving the answer. Actually, I believe you're correct. It's just that I can't quite hear you. The mic is a bit faulty. What
I'm
is
saying,
somebody was speaking? Please go ahead.
I'm saying it returns true because it's of numeric characters
Yes. And then?
from the age, and it returns false from the name because it's those are alphanumeric characters.
No, name
And
was not
again, the
alphanumeric.
address, yes,
Name was not alphanumeric. Name was just alpha.
because
Name was just alpha.
yes,
But you're
name
correct.
is alpha and the address is alphanumeric.
Yes, precisely. The address is alphanumeric. Exactly. Well done. Well done, Francis. It returns true if the contents of the string are all digits. So this one has digits, but it will still be false. This is alphabets. This is alphanumeric, as Francis just said. And there's also another method called which isn't working exactly as I expected. So let's do a quick Google. Checks is all, yes. So let me change my code a little. Let's do this and then Okay, I expected this to give me true. It's not, but fine. We'll just move on from it. Let's see if perhaps it's because of double quotes. It is not. Oh, wait. Sorry, I was doing the wrong one. Name. There we go. True. Exactly. So there's another one called is alpha, and it will give you true if all the characters are alphabets. So let's put this back. John Doe. This turns false. Why? Because a space does not count as alphabet. Alright? So, is digit and is alpha. I'll get rid of is alpha. Okay. Same question. What application can you have for is digit? What real world application can you have for is digit?
In situation of when you want to collect data, for example, where somebody has to fill in the date,
Yes.
it ensures that you don't put anything that is not date related or name. You don't put a digit.
Brilliant. That is brilliant. Well done. Exactly. And that's exactly the same logic that I would have used answering the question. What you've just described is called validation. Making sure that data inputted is correct, right? So if you ask somebody to enter their ID number, so you could store ID number as an integer, you could store it as a string. The reason you can store it as a string is because you're not expecting to do any arithmetic on an ID number. It's not like you're gonna divide the ID number by 2 and hope to get anything useful, right? So enter the ID number, and then you want to make sure you can store it as a string, and then you want to make sure it's actually a digit, because if somebody does this, okay, we'll move a bit ahead. I haven't taught this yet, but if we do this, and we press enter, so now we can type some stuff. I haven't taught this yet. I definitely will, but for now we can just do this as an example, and then I can put 32 for that, and that's fine, right? But somebody else will do this. And that might mess up with our system. So all we have to do is we have to put a check. We run it, I do that, I'm told that's correct, right? I do that, I'm told that's wrong input. Okay, so this is a very quick and dirty input form for an ID number. I know I haven't taught you all this concept. I haven't taught you about input, though I hope this is pretty intuitive. I haven't taught you about if-else statement. This is our next class. But as you can see, very quickly, we can just find out if the person did the right thing with something like this. That's an excellent answer. Thank you very much. But okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that for these two methods. And I appreciate those two logical answers that we've gotten. Now to our exercise. Everybody try this. I want 5 methods. 5 string methods. What they do, how they can be applied. Okay, so I'll leave that at that. Let me come to our classroom. Let's click this. Guys, come up with a cool name for yourselves rather than 6 p.m. group to differentiate yourself from the other guys, right? I'd like to hear ideas. So let's upload. Okay, so you can pull that, look at the examples that we've done, but I would like, even right now, before you even do that, I would like this, my 5 string methods. With the time that we have left, just do the first one. Everyone, every single one of you, you can now get, you can go to a new tab, go to your Colab, go to your Jupyter Notebook. I want you to get me the first one, just the first string method. Just go Google Python string methods. Find any that looks interesting to you, use it. See how it works, give me that definition. Second, give me a practical real-world application for how you would use it. I will give 5 minutes. It's 7:28. I'm gonna unmute my mic again at 7:33. Show me what you come up with. Any question? Good, have at it. I'll step away from my computer, so if you have any question, type it in the chats. I'll see it when I come back. All right. What do we have? Let's have one example. I'll at least type that one that you give me so that we can all appreciate.
Account method.
Francis, go ahead and type the name of the method in the chats, please. Casefold. Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. That was Alfin. Alfin typed casefold. Francis did count. So let's go with Francis's to begin with. I'll still use my same string. Which one? Last message. Okay, Francis. So last message dot count. Actually, no. Let's do this. And then I say name dot count. So Francis, what should I expect when I print this?
7.
Well, oh, okay, I did it wrong. Francis, what have I gotten wrong?
You didn't tell it what it's counting. It should be counting the name.
Okay, so I should put something in there. What can I put, for example, Francis?
What?
Sorry?
I'm not.
What?
I'm not sure.
In the research that you did, how should I use count? How does count work? Excuse me.
It's for to count the number of, the characters.
The number of?
Characters.
Supposed to count the number of characters.
Yeah.
That's half true, Francis. That's part of it. That's only part of the answer. It's not wrong, but it's not fully correct. What else, apart from counting the number of characters in the research that you did? Because if I run this, it'll give me an error. It says count takes at least one argument, 0 given. So, what have I not done?
Can you try the letter R?
Okay, fine.
Count
So
R.
Alfin tells us I should put count, and then here I should put the letter R. And what does that give me? It gives me 1. So what's actually happening, Alfin?
Counting
It counts the number of times a specified value occurs.
Very good. It counts the number of times the characters occur. So SR doesn't show up, but R shows up once. F does not show up, but capital F shows up once. ANC shows up once, but PANC does not show up. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, good. Alfin, would you like to give me yours, the one you found? Since your mic is working well, you can tell me.
Casefold.
Casefold. Okay, tell me about casefold. What you can give me an example. Just tell me what to type.
Type a city like Nairobi.
City is equals to Nairobi. Then
Print name.
Print.
Name.
Wait, name.
No, city. I mean. Casefold.
Casefold, like that. Like that?
Yes.
Are you sure? Have I forgotten something?
I'm not sure.
Take a look at name up here.
full stop.
You must always put the full stop.
Full stop.
Yes.
Sorry.
And then what? Alvin, continue. Alvin.
Nairobi.
Are you asking me?
I'm not sure.
Okay, what does casefold do in the research that you did, Alvin? Tell me about casefold.
It tells me that it converts a string into a lowercase.
You're right, it does. You're absolutely right. If it was like so, it would just stay how it is. If it's like this, it goes like that. It does that, okay? Don't just give me the methods, friends. Try to find out, be sure that you know A, how it works. Be thorough in your research. First, the name of the method, how it works. So don't just tell me, for example, count, but then when I ask you what do I do with count, you have no answer for me. Yeah, tell me we need count, and then we need to even give it some extra information to tell it what it's counting. This is known as an argument, but that's not even our most crucial thing right now. Just that we have a method called count, and inside the brackets we should put something, and it will count how many times that set of letters occurs.
Okay,
And then
I have a
finally,
question.
Sure, Alvin, one moment. And then finally, what it can be used for. The application. Go ahead with your question.
How about the opposite of casefold?
You would like to know what the opposite of casefold is? Alvin. Alvin,
Yes.
you're asking what the opposite of casefold is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I would like you, Alvin, you in particular, to go do that research and find for me if there is an opposite of casefold. Okay? That's a small assignment for you. You'll show us what you come up with. But thank you for that contribution. Now, I won't write any more code, but let's just have what you guys have come up with. So just randomly from the group. Joseph, please unmute. Joseph Abuya, we have multiple. Joseph Abuya, please unmute. Joseph, are you there? All right. Joseph Muhia. Kwani watu wanaingia class alafu wanaenda? Samuel, how about you? Samuel, please unmute. Samuel, are you there? Okay, thank you, Joseph, for putting that in the chats. Replace returns a string where a specified value is replaced with a specified value. You can tell me later what the application is for that. Thank you for that. Samuel Anabula, are you there? Daniela Mutai, please unmute.
I wasn't able to come up with anything.
Why not? All you have to do is a bit of Googling. Just Google Python methods.
Okay.
Python string methods. Simple as that. Python string methods. Click the first link, or any link really, right? And then you have a bunch of them. You have a bunch of these methods. You can click any. You can see some of that your friends have come up with: case, fold, count. You click any. You read what it does, right? You read some definition. You see how it works, and then you think for yourself, Daniela. You think, how can this be applied in the real world? What might this be useful in? Yeah, it doesn't have to be this site. Any site would work. I'm just going to pick this random one. Come here. It has a bunch. Oh, this is even better. Look, this has the method, and immediately next to it, it has the description, and immediately next to that, you have some code to see how it works. All right? Okay, give that a try, everybody. Give me my 5 string methods, put it in your own notebooks. We can take a look at it in the next session. That brings us to the end of what we wanted to discuss today. Are there any questions from anything we've covered in today's class? Very well. As a quick recap, we were taking a deep dive into strings. We got to see a few ways to manipulate strings, for example, how to slice them. We got to see that there are some common methods that are used with strings, things like find and isDigit. And then finally, we gave ourselves a little bit of an exercise, trying to actually use some of the methods that we can find on the internet, and more importantly, asking ourselves how they can be applied in the real world. So I'll leave it at that. You guys can go find those string methods, come back, and let's have a rich discussion about how we can apply these things. Think about the things that you use, all the tech that you come across. How might the methods that you find be applied in that in the apps that you use, in your Facebook, in the websites that you like to visit, and so on and so forth. With that said, I thank you once again for joining this class. If you have any question at this point, now you can just DM me directly, and I will meet this particular group again on Friday. Oh, Friday? Saturday, actually, because there's not any class on Friday. Fridays we won't have any class. So Saturday, 10 a.m., we will have our next class. This one will be the full class with everyone, and we can continue from there. Thank you, and goodbye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.